Chapter 9. So, chapter 9 opens with God giving Noah the covenant. So, the sign of the covenant that he would never flood the earth again was the rainbow. So, when we see the rainbow in the sky after the rain, that was God's promise to us that he won't need to do that again. And so we can take that as a promise that yes, the world was flooded, but that won't happen to us during our lifetime. So we can definitely count on that promise. So that's what the beginning of the chapter was getting into, is just that promise. And then the last half of the chapter is kind of a weird story. Like, you read it and you're kind of like, well, that's kind of gross. And so it's where the sons kind of walked in on their dad basically making a mistake. The point of that is, earlier Noah was called a just man, a righteous man. He was given grace by God, and it was so God wanted to make it clear in his word that he wasn't the seed that Genesis 3 prophesied about. So to read that in Genesis 3, verse 5, I will put enmity between you and the woman, between your offspring and her offspring. He will bruise your head, and you will bruise his heel. So Noah isn't the one they were expecting and waiting for. So while it's kind of a weird story of scripture, that it's like, well, what was the point of that? It was the point to show that we still need Jesus. It's still pointing forward to Jesus. So that is basically the summary of chapter 9, and we'll pick up at chapter 10 tomorrow.